tiny on the flyer or the promotion. And like number one, like I just think that's so micromanaging. Like seriously, knock it off. But then the other part of it is like that kills regional hardcore, that kills regional aspects. So the same show that plays in LA is the same show that plays in Portland, is the same show that plays in Seattle, is also the same show that plays in San Diego, is also the same show that plays in Phoenix. Like that just doesn't do a lot for me. And so that was one of the things that I started to look at, and I say I think it's time for me to hand this off to somebody because I don't like this.
Yeah, I don't like that either. That should get discussed more, and that's a very interesting right turn that hardcore took right around that time, 04-ish.
And it drives door prices way up because now you have to cover 4 touring bands. And while I think that, if you're an opener on a band or on a big package like that, getting $100, okay, like that's fair. I don't think that if you're on tour, you should go broke trying to do it. I think that getting compensated is fair, but like that $100 is lost. And so trying to cover a 4-band package or a 5-band package on a room that holds maybe 200 people on a Wednesday night with an $8 door price is just tough.
Yeah.
It's just tough. And so when agents would say, well, just raise the door price to 10, but now it's going to decrease people willing to come out. So it's a tricky balance to find. And I know that when I was booking, I certainly tried to find it. And I imagine it's an ongoing conversation now.
Isn't that another dumb thing that it went to, I feel like it went from 5 and then it compromised on 8 forever. Mm-hmm. Shouldn't we have just ripped the Band-Aid and gone to 10? And take the suffering for the 6 months of the year? But it's like, who wants to deal with all those fucking $1 bills?
That's the worst.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just go to 10 and maybe give them a sticker when they come in.
Yeah, and door prices had always been a contentious thing at meetings. And towards the end of my time there, what I was advocating for was if there were touring bands on the package or touring bands at all on the show should be $10 flat every time. If it's just a local show, make it whatever you want. But if there's touring bands, it should be 10. At the time, it was not a popular opinion.
I think that's really fair. Although now you got to go 15 probably.
I think 10's okay.
Yeah?
I think 10 you can work.
We've gone up a bit. 8 is a normal show with local bands now, as opposed to 5. There's still bands that come in that want to do $5 shows, but we try to encourage them to go closer to 8, at least 7.
You say we'll do a $5 show, but now the split is 80 to 20 or 90 to 10.
Right.
Right. You're just giving up your part of the split, dude.
Yeah.
And but it's pretty normal now that there's $12 to $15 hardcore shows and stuff like that. Maybe even a little bit higher than that sometimes. Up to 20 perhaps. And then some of the non-hardcore shows will be routinely around 15 to 20. Let's say.
Which I think is fair. I'm happy to pay $15 to go see touring hardcore bands. I think that's reasonable. And one of the things that I've always loved about the Che was that if you don't have the funds, you can volunteer.
Yeah.
So it means cleaning up at the end of the night, helping in some way, and you can get in.
Well, I want to pay the bands enough that they come back.
Right.
Because San Diego is not in LA or New York where the bands are going to come for sure. We're skipped. And so it's there are certain bands that always come now, and I'm so thankful. AF always comes, Madball always comes, and it's take my fucking money. You want $20 at the door, no problem. Cool. Hike it to 30 if you want. I want to pay whatever me and the other people in the room can do, so you can sustain this lifestyle of coming and playing to me once a year.
Right.
Because I want to see your band once a year.
Right. I want to see your band. Yeah. I want to see your band. I'm ready to pay for it.
Yes, and figure out what it's going to cost. And if it's $20 at the door, if it's $30 at the door, I don't fucking care. I'm going to spend it once a year. It's that's my Madball money, dude. Right? Yeah, I'm going to see AF and Madball once a year, hopefully, and I'm going to spend whatever the fuck it costs. Just anytime Obituary comes through, I'm going to spend the money to go see it. So whatever, take my $40. They come every once or 2 years.
Right.
I'm going to go see it.
And you're going to enjoy it. It's going to be cool. And at a club, you don't have the sliding scale that you might at the Che, which is, I think, different.
But then you talk about the Shay, and it's like, how much more would I pay to see that band play the Shay? It's like I might pay $50 to see Madball play the Shay.
That would be sick.
Yeah,
That would be sick.
We'll pass it along to Madball. So they come through, tell them to hit up the Che.
No, they transitioned. Like the last time I saw them play All Ages was the place in Mira Mesa.
The scene. Yeah.
No. What's the other one?
The Epicenter.
Oh,
So I played the Epicenter, and it was not super good. Mm-hmm. And then they kind of like did the transition of following AF, and now they play the bars, and it's doing really well.
Yeah.
You know, it's like fully packed. People are having fun. You know, they seem to be having fun, and it's like, that's rad. If that's like what got you your second wind in like a third tier city, make that move.
Go where your crowd is, man.
Yeah.
Go where your crowd is. I was listening to some bands at some shows and they were talking about where they wanted to play, and they were talking about like, well, we only want to do like this kind of show, and it wasn't like an age related show. And I was thinking like either you know your audience really well, or you're kind of guessing, but like play where your audience is. So if your audience is going to the soda bar, go play the soda bar. If your audience is playing Che, go play Che.
Yeah. And are you booking like Shay's fully firing?
Yeah.
You guys like book every night of the week if a band's available?
Not every night of the week, but
no, I know there's not a show every night, but like if a band's touring and we need a Tuesday night show, they still book Shay.
Yeah, 100%. We'll even move our Monday meeting to another night if people really want a Monday show. I mean, there's weeks right now, especially in the summer, where there's 5 shows a week. You know, so we're 100% like fully functional right now for sure. Ever since we reopened, which was like a year and a half ago now, we've been totally fully functional. So
let me ask you about that, and then we'll jump back to Find Him and Kill Him. I heard a rumor that Aaron Cooley was an angel and helped a lot.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, he was in charge of the entire project. He works. He might not be a direct employee of UCSD, but he works for them basically full time as a project manager, basically. So he was the manager for our project, which is just the most insane, just random thing that happened.
That's so cool.
Yeah, totally.
So cool.
It changed the game for our renovations, having him there, because he really pushed for everything to be exactly as it should be for the Che. And he knew things that other people don't, like when installing the fire sprinkler systems and stuff. He knew we need to route it right up here at the very top of the ceiling, because people might grab it otherwise, because they're going to maybe grab the rafters, you know? Someone else, he says, would have just put it along the rafters because that's the cheaper, easier way to do it. So there was a lot that we gained from him being our project manager.
That's hilarious you say that. That's so funny that like, you have a hardcore dude and comes in and he's like, you put the sprinklers there because dudes are going to be hanging from those like during the crazy shows.
Yeah.
We just played the show at like this bar in Ventura, Retali, and like there's a bunch of people hanging on shit very similar to the Shay. And I guess they were really worried because like at one point there was a bunch of people hanging on the same pipe, and it was the sewer pipe. It was like, that would have ruined the night. It's like, why do you have an open sewer pipe running through? But it's like, I don't know, for a normal bar, they're not planning on people hanging on the thing, right?
And then the shit really would have come down.
Shit would have gone down, dude. So you do an LP in 03, and that's when Find Him and Kill Him takes off.
Yeah, so we do the LP, and the LP originally came out on Happy Couples Never Last Records, which was my wife at the time and Clark, her ex-boyfriend. It was their label.
Very passive-aggressive name.
I don't know, it's kind of foretelling, I suppose. It's weird. And so that comes out as a CD-only release.
Oh.
And it was one of those CDs that was kind of like happening at the time, like with the clear and then just like the tiny little thing, because it's only 13 minutes of music. 13 flat. I had somebody tell me one time, in 13 minutes, it says the word fuck over 75 times. That's sick. That's a good claim to fame.
Yeah. That's like Rambo and Kills or something.
Yeah, that's right. Know? It's like a...
Find Him and Kill Him to fucks is Rambo to kills.
That's an SAT level analogy. That's good.
I'm working on my dissertation, man.
Well,
I can switch.
It's good.
No, I'm just playing.
And so that comes out CD only, and that got in more stores. It had just better distribution.
'03 CD is very of the time.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of because the second record we did with Dave, he didn't do the vinyl. We had to find someone else to do
Who
it.
did the vinyl?
Oh my God.
This is the Truth Hurts?
Yeah, the Truth
Martyr
Hurts.
did the vinyl.
Martyr.
Martyr did the vinyl.
Yeah, that like popped up and like did some shit for it. The reason why I have a Madball test press is because they did a Madball 7-inch.
They do New York Hardcore?
I think that's the one.
I think so.
Yeah.
They did.
I was
Yeah.
like, oh, sick.
Martyr was happening.
They popped up for a minute.
Yeah, they did the Modern Life is War LP,
Yes.
the first one.
Man,
What an
what a
LP.
find.
I
What
love
a
that
find.
record.
I love that record
So
too.
good. So yeah, so Fine and McKillum does that, and it goes. People like it. It has yeah, like I said, it's 13 minutes of music. We tour on that. We do a couple West Coast tours. We do what was intended to be a U.S. tour, but essentially ended up being just a Midwest tour.
Okay.
Played it with let's see, played with Bread and Water in Texas. I don't think they're a band that gets much like talked about much, but it was like
They used to, and like, because you got to remember, Oxnard is so close to Goleta, and we got all the heart attack stuff.
yes, it was very Heart Attack.
They were definitely one of my favorite Chase shows.
Yeah,
For sure.
that
Bread
was
and
a-
Water.
yeah.
They were so good.
So Bread and Water, they come back out and they're going to do a show, and it's the same night as we're trying to do a Nine Shocks terror show. And so we look at it and we're like, so we'll host that show, and because San Diego, I think, is being generous to say it's a secondary market, right? And so we want Nine Shocks to play. We want Bread and Water and Garuda to play.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and both two Texas bands, and then us. And there might have been another local opener too. And I got a call from another booking agent who wanted us to book like a really big national metalcore act. And I said, we'll do it, but we have to combine it with the show. And they threw this huge fit about it. Nope, you can't do it. No way. Move your show. Move the Nine Shock show. And I was like, I'm not moving the Nine Shock show. It's already booked.
Yeah, and Tony Erbo will kick your ass.
Right,
dude.
and I'm afraid. And so we end up doing the Nine Shocks, Bread and Water, Fine and McKillum show at the Che. Big metalcore act plays Epicenter. Sellout crowd at the Che. And at the time we were selling out at 300, to see Nine Shocks, which is sick.
That is
cool.
so rad.
50 paid at the Epicenter. What's up?
What was the band?
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, man.
No.
Okay, you'll tell me after.
Yeah, I'll tell you after.
The Patreons send an email and we'll let you know.
Yo, subscribe to the Patreon to get the dirt on some of this stuff. And I remember thinking, like, at that time, like, dude, that is a triumph of hardcore.
Yes.
Like, that was so cool. Anyway, so Fine and McKillum tour. We go out to Texas, play in Oklahoma. A lot of, and you know this from doing multiple tours in vans, just tons of long, hot night driving.
Sure.
Just brutal. And this was the biggest tour that we had done. It was the only tour that wasn't a West Coast tour. We end up playing like all Midwest dates. And it's okay. It's fun. It's cool. We end up, I think we come back through Las Vegas. There was, what was the band? Folsom?
Yes, at the Hammer House.
The Hammer House, yeah. We play the Hammer House, and it's like, no joke, 110 degrees at night.
Oh yeah.
oh, dude, it was wild. But then everything else after that, we just did West Coast. Just made it up to Seattle, I think twice to play, and that was actually probably where our best out of town show was. Matt Weltner from The Answer did the show for us at a VFW hall, or no, it was a church.
Oh.
It was a church hall, I think. And it was big. It was like the biggest out of town show we had played. It was a lot of fun. Kids were psyched. We sold merch, which was like mind blowing
Yeah.
to us. and Matt paid us super well, which was cool. And then fun Ben Hu fact, we walk out and we're driving. We're like, man, that was awesome. We can afford to eat today. This is great. And Ben Hu's like, yeah, I wanted to go take a shit in the bathroom and wipe it all over everything. We're like, why would you do that, Ben? Like, well, because it's a church. I'm like, dude, that church just paid us and we got to play with cool bands. Like, that was awesome. And Ben's like, yeah, but I still would have done it.
Yeah.
So
does this ever come out on vinyl?
So this comes out on vinyl right before we break up.
Okay.
Jeffrey at 160, 160H. He puts it out on vinyl, just a limited 500 press. And
Last show covers?
no last show covers because it was just the red and black 100 pressing and then 400 on black. No last show covers. And then we break up in, I think we play our last show in 2006, but we had essentially already been broken up. We hadn't played at that point because Brandon...
Well, the last 7 inches, 04.
Oh, the last 7 inch.
Dead.
Yeah.
And we didn't talk about the LP, the Cut Them to Pieces LP?
No, that's what we're talking about. Oh. Cut Them to Pieces is the one on Happy Couples and 160.
Oh, you went right from We Know to Cut Them to Pieces.
Yeah.
And I was not aware.
Oh, yeah. So We Know, like, that was just a one-sided 7 inch. And then Cut Them to Pieces comes out. And then we must have played our last show in 2004. It couldn't have been 2006 because Is Fucking Dead comes out on Scott McGrath's label, who released the Terror record.
That's right. This is when it changes from Takeover to Old Guard.
Yeah. And so he did the Terror record as Takeover. I think he did the Distance record as Takeover.
And the Vendetta.
And the Vendetta record. Yeah. And then he switched over to Old Guard and did the Find Him and Kill Him Is Fucking Dead 7 inch and the Dangers record, if I'm recalling it correctly. And I
think the second Vendetta.
After that?
I think there was 2. And I thought one was on Old Guard.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Sorry,
Verity.
No problem. I don't remember. I remember Vendetta was sick.
They were.
That's what I remember. But then the Is Fucking Dead 7 inch comes out. Those are the last songs we did. And then we break up in 2004. So I think we play Che Fest 04 and that's it. That's the last Che Fest and the last Find and Kill Him show.
Until you do you pop up and do a last show? Because you said, okay, that's it.
No.
You do Last Priest. They never overlap.
Yeah, they never overlap.
And you do Last Priest right away?
Yep. Last Priest happens in 2005.
Same dudes?
No. Last Priest is me and Matt from Find Him and Kill Him. And it starts...
The guy who thinks I'm a racist.
Yeah. Matt thinks you're a racist.
I'm just fucking bald, dude.
I don't know. You gotta look.
No. Who wants to go... Like, I was like 20. I started going bald.
You bick your head because you be bald?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
But I don't bick it. I do a zero clip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You gotta...
Well, Roger told me once he bicked his head and some of it didn't grow back. So I've been hanging on to this widow's peak for like 19 years, dude.
It's looking good.
I know. I think so, too. I went to a guy right down the street.
Nice.
Did all this. Took like fucking 45 minutes on my beard.
That's a clean line on your beard.
Yeah.
That's nice.
He's a very good dude.
And shout out to the barber down the street.
Yeah, which is right next to like a smoothie shop. Which I'm not buying a smoothie there, dude. It's like too close. Like they share a fucking inner door. Huh. I'm like, I can't have all the fucking...
Yeah, you can get a hair smoothie.
It's just thinking about it is so bad.
Nice.
But yeah, they did a great job on the beard.
They did.
Anyway,
so Last Priest is me and Matt, and it starts with Pete on drums. Pete's the guy he's from Hermosa Beach, I think. And then Dan is playing bass. Dan, who played in The Plot to Blow Up the Eiffel Tower. And so we start playing. We do a tour, Pete leaves after that tour, and then Brian Hill comes in on drums, and he also played in The Plot to Blow Up the Eiffel Tower, and he played for a long time until real recently in that band Waves, and he's just a fucking caveman of a drummer.
Well, that was a really good band, weren't they? The Plot to Blow Up the Eiffel Tower.
I thought they were good. I think that when they started, they to me sounded more like Embrace or Rites of Spring, and then really kind of went in a different direction, but still like real punk, real like like innovative and kind of doing their thing. I remember one time I booked them on I think it was like Terror, Some Girls, 2 other bands of that nature, and then I was like, oh, the plot will fit really well on this for like the kind of like embracey kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It wasn't my best choice that I made.
Yeah.
But, I'm trying to diversify that lineup.
Have bands ever gotten insulted by like you're like, oh, you should be on the show, and they're like, well, I don't know if that's going to work out too well, and you're like, no, it'll be great, and then like
It's not
they
great.
eat their dick, and
I don't know if they've been insulted. I think that bands have been rightfully bummed.
yeah,
I think that that's something that you take a chance on as a band.
Yeah.
Number one, but like also as a promoter, I think an eclectic lineup is cool. And I think that I would like more lineups like that. Like there's the show coming up that at the time we're recording this is this weekend. By the time this comes out, it will have already passed. But it's at the Che this weekend with like Magnitude and some other kind of like heavier hardcore bands. But then
minus Nardcore represent.
Oh, Minus is playing? Oh, it's sick. But there's a band playing that's more like shoegazy,
Okay.
kind of like pop stuff.
This is the Backtrack show, right?
There's 2 hardcore shows this weekend.
It's not
so
the
I'm mixing
Backtrack
them
show.
up.
Oh, it might be the Backtrack show.
It's either that or the Eco Strike show.
It's the Backtrack show.
Oh yeah, Eco Strikes this week as well.
Yeah, Eco Strike's on Saturday, Backtrack's on Sunday. It's the Backtrack show.
I'm going to Nas.
Yeah. What?
I said I'm going to Nas.
Oh.
Sorry, dude.
I'm going on vacation.
Oh,
It's going to be sick.
we're gonna go.
Turks and Caicos.
Oh, Jesus, real vacation.
Yeah, it's a real vacation.
Usually, like people should. I'm going on vacation. Where are you going? Oh, that's not going to go to work.
No.
Or no, I'm going to the river.
No.
Oh, Turks and Caicos.
Yeah, going to Turks and Caicos. It's a graduation gift for essentially my stepdaughter. So we're my girlfriend and I are
High school.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So we're taking her and her friend to Turks and Caicos.
Sick,
Yeah, it's great. It's gonna be awesome. A legit beach vacation.
dude.
We're wearing flippy floppies.
Yeah.
Some boardies.
Do it.
It's gonna be great.
SPF 50 or higher.
Yeah. Please.
So Last Priest, you tour. Do you tour off the West Coast at all?
The Last Priest only ever tours the West Coast. And
You still getting that Seattle love? Spencer always getting that love in
yeah,
Seattle.
we still got love in Seattle. It was cool. And then we play Sound and Fury at the Alpine. And it's okay. Probably the biggest crowd we ever played in front of as Last Priest. And then as Brian starts doing Waves more, it kind of falls, dissolves, and then Last Priest is done. And then that was a bummer. Last Priest, I think, was one of my favorite. I think that was my favorite band that
you were in.
that I was ever in. I really liked playing with that group. It was fun.
They pulled a little more outside influence.
Yeah, it was different. I think what we were probably going for was like a blast, like hardcore hybrid. I don't know that exactly came through, but I think that people didn't always know what to do with the band. But I like the record a lot. I think the record is good. The self-titled 12-inch.
The LP on 16OH.
Yeah, that one. And then I also actually like the Hard Calipers 7-inch that Colin put out too. I think those are good records. But yeah, so then
Which came out first? So here's the thing about Discogs I think is so crazy. Is, a lot of times, it always says the year.
Yeah.
But you're guessing when 2 things come out in the same year. So for Nardcore, when the big 4 albums all come out in 84, I still don't know what order they came out. Like, did In Control come out before What Happens Next? And, well, the Aggression's actually a year earlier. And the RKO, I think Aggression's 83, RKO's 85.
Yeah.
But
Which one do you go for harder?
Of those 2?
Those 4.
Oh, well, we're adding 5 with RKO.
Okay.
What Happens Next is the
Yeah,
best.
every time.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. But Stala gets me in the feels. And then Dr. No is close to like a dischargey thing as we got, and you might have to say that they were the best band. So even though they don't get me in the feels that way, they're probably like musically
Yeah.
they're the Ragers.
I'll give that.
You know?
Yeah. Man, I love What Happens Next. What a
love
record.
it.
What
I
a
love
record.
So you guys break up. And
we break up?
And you're like, I'm not going to do music now for 7 years.
Yeah. So I didn't do a band, and then for 7 years, and then did Suspect. Talked to Paul from Tear It Up and a litany of other bands.
He moved here though, right?
moved
You weren't
here.
doing like long distance.
No. He was talking about doing a band, and he had started doing it with Nick, who was in Knife Fight at the time. And then they had a bass player. Who I
The
think,
drummer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I think they had a bass player who played.
And he was in a. Go through his discography. He was.
Nick?
Is that the same guy that did No Reply? Was Nick in No Reply?
No.
No.
No, Nick was in Knife Fight, and he played in a band called Trench Rot, and he was playing. He might have been playing in like a revamped version of Dr. No or something.
Okay.
I don't remember. One of those bands, like a newly formed band. But I might be getting that wrong. Sorry, Nick.
So Suspect has a shit ton of songs in 2 years.
Right. Wait, we do?
Yeah, because you put out a cassette that has 12 songs.
No, there's 6 songs on that.
Oh.
Yeah, no, there's not 12 songs. There's 6 songs on the cassette.
Fucking Discogs.
Blowing it. No, there's only 6 on that.
Okay.
And then that's with Paul, me, Nick, who had played in Deep Sleep from Baltimore. So he had moved out here. And then Matt Kearney, who plays in every band in San Diego. He was playing in Meth Breath. He plays in X Rain X Now. Dude is prolific.
Shout out to the Matt that doesn't think I'm a racist.
He might. We don't have his opinion, actually.
I'm not. So
No, he thinks you're a good dude.
yeah, dude.
How could he not?
That's what I think.
Come on. And then so we couldn't get our schedules to align. Nick leaves the band, and then we get Eagle Barber, who'd played in Stay Gold and Hardesty. And so he was playing drums, and that's kind of like the lineup that we do the LP with. We right when we released the LP, we played 2 shows, break up.
Why?
Because we couldn't make anybody's schedules work, and then Paul moves real shortly after that.
Like back home?
Yeah, he moves back to Boston or New Jersey. I forget which one. But it was a bummer because the record came out on React. We were really excited about it. And it was right when Ev had started doing React. And so we were hoping to really like do something for that record. And so when we only played 2 shows to support it, that was a disappointing thing.
Yeah, Aram dodged that bullet. It's like, this is why I get out of this shit. Dump money into an LP and 2 shows and you're out.
And we tried to we took the band money that we had and just gave it to Ev, because that's what seemed right. But I know he didn't make his money back on that record.
Buy that record.
Yeah, it's up at Death Wish Inc. Go get it.
Nice.
Yeah. There's still copies.
Yeah.
Go get it. I think I was listening to it the other day, and I was thinking like, man, so there's like 9 songs on it, and I was thinking there's like 3 or 4 songs on here that are sick. Mm-hmm. There's some songs that I don't love, but that's the way it goes. But I think it's a decent record, but it's still out there, and I wish that we would have.
Dude, we're trying to get Eve his money back.
Yeah,
it's a fucking sick record. Get it at deathwishinc.com.
Yeah, there you go.
At the Death Wish distro store.
There you go. Hit it up.
Sick. 9 sick ass songs. Sick songs.
Yeah, and we broke up, and then that is the end of my musical bona fides.
So what are you gonna do next?
Nothing.
You and Otley got to get something cracking, dude.
Man, that would be fun.
I know,
That'd
you
be
should.
fun.
Why wouldn't you?
We'll do some singer-songwriter kind of stuff. I think that'd be cool. I don't know, man. Like, so I was watching. I went to see Candy play, and I think Candy's sick. Candy's so sick.
They played down here?
No, it was up at Program.
Okay. Candy played Program?
Yeah.
I thought they would be too big.
There was a lot of people there, but it was good. And I was like, dude, like to be a vocalist in a hardcore band that goes that hard and puts on like that, like that is a young person's world, you know?
Yeah, dude. I'm 39 and fat.
Yeah. And in my opinion, like, so when you do Retaliate, like you have like a meter and a time that you're singing in. And I think it bears more with like negative approach, like their gruff vocal stylings than it does with like, just like crazy balls out screaming.
Sure.
Like, and I just don't like, and so I was watching Candy and I was like, I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
I like, so
Are they mid-20s?
yeah, I'm sure. And I've seen bands of people that are my age and probably people listening to this age and your age, and like you have to put on like as a live older hardcore frontman, and when you don't, it's sad. It's so sad to watch.
You just gotta get your swagger up, dude.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like Aaron from Death Threat.
Oh.
That guy's not moving it, but he's got so much fucking confidence.
Yeah.
You're not taking an eye off him.
Yeah. But he has that similar approach. Right? Well, number one, he has charisma to spare.
Yeah.
Right? He's a big personality and he's doing vocals that he can sustain.
Yeah.
You know?
But that's you just gotta find your shit,
I don't
Spencer.
know if I like the way I sound doing that though. Like,
There's a lot of room out there.
I'm going to tell you what I want to do. Here's what I want to do. I really want to do like old style country stuff.
Oh, are
be
you being
sick.
serious?
Yeah. But I don't play guitar.
I know I've always kind of wanted to do the singer-songwriter thing as well, but I don't want to learn how to play guitar.
Yeah. Don't you play guitar?
Yeah, but not like chords. I've never even played a bar chord.
You can just get someone else to play guitar. It'll look really funny on stage.
Yeah.
Like one person playing guitar, sitting, and then you standing.
No,
next to
I'll
them.
sit. I'll sit
you'll
on a
sit.
stool
Okay.
and I'll
they'll
sing.
stand next to
I would
you.
love to do something like that.
Those comps that just came out recently, it's like, what are they? Hillbillies from Hell? Uh-huh. You get any of those?
No, I haven't heard it.
Dude, they're pretty expensive now, but they came out in the last few years. You can get the files online.
Yeah.
Those are some dark ass country songs. You should
cool.
look it up. Hillbillies from Hell.
I would love to do something like that. You know, something that I really liked was, I'm going to lose some cred here, I'm sure, but man, like I loved the acoustic part of Let the Dominoes Fall,
Okay.
the Rancid album. Man, I was moved by it. Like, I thought it was great.
Well, dude, I'm moved by like that 15-second Green Day song on like the short music for short people. Said that I'd meet you at the Berkeley Marina, 3 a.m. where no one will be found. I'll continue. All I got in mind is a Buddha and a wine. Smash a bottle in the parking lot. Fucking considering our luck, we'll get busted by the cops. Instead of sex, we'll go to jail. Another lesson learned and failed. It's a good fucking song.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was good.
I don't even remember that song from that comp.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to revisit that.
Dude, it stands out so good. You should listen to it. His voice is perfect. But yeah, do a
I'd
singer-songwriter,
love to do
man.
something like that. Like, I think that would be fun. And like, you know, since I did Suspect, like a lot has changed in my life. And so like, I would love to do a project that I could get into that. Yeah, so hit me up if that's something you want to do. Like,
Yeah.
man, like I would love to.
Well, Max does. He does a solo thing called
yeah?
Gentleman, and but it's hard because sometimes he'll record with a band. Sometimes he has a band, but sometimes it's just him. And I tell him because I used to go to bars a lot, and some of the better bands they have that guy that's just sitting on that. It's like a square of wood,
Yeah.
and they're kind of like,
Yeah.
it's like, dude, that's the move. You want something a little more than just an asshole with a guitar,
Right.
You know, like, oh, this party was sick until that fucking guy started playing the guitar, you know? So, like, but you want a guy to just add a little sizzle. So, like,
Right.
this guy can lay down a rhythm.
Bring
just,
something to
yeah,
it.
and then, like, you know, sometimes I just want to hear a little bit of tambourine.
Yeah. Well,
You
so funny enough, a friend of mine who I was working with at the time, right when I was going through my divorce, I was like, I need to do something with this. Like, I need something. And so he had started coming over, and we were just playing just like standards and covers and stuff. And one time he brought over that little box with the wood. I forget what it is. What's it called? But he brought it over and was like, "Here, try this, so we can add some rhythm to what we're doing." And it was really fun, and I really like doing that. It's definitely not like hardcore.
That'd be sick. You can dip your toes back in that way. You can be the square wood guy.
That's right. I'll be the square wood guy.
Actually, you should practice a little bit, and I'll hook you up with Max. You can be his square wood guy.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So yeah, like that's my discography.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
Feel good about it?
Yeah, I feel good about it. I'm trying to think if there's other things about like promotion or shows that I wanted to say. I think there is one more thing, and I think that this goes for anybody who's doing shows, but especially when you're in a scene like San Diego that is smaller and it takes work to bring people here. Especially when you're not doing a bar show,
and no one is close to the Shea.
Right. Yeah. It's a drive for anybody, unless you're living on UCSD campus. But I think the main thing is, well, I'm getting a little ahead of myself again. So there's two things that I really tried to keep in mind as a promoter. Is number one is that it's my responsibility to help engender and build a scene. And so that means that I'm going to book bands that are local that I may not like, I may not think they're great, but I'm going to put them on the show because that's what you do as a promoter. Is you're building this thing up, and so I think that that's important. The other thing is that like you got to promote your shows. You got to really go out and make sure that the bands that are on tour have a good show when they come to your town, and so if that means that you go and invest $50 in flyering and go do it, and you take an afternoon and you go and put flyers everywhere, cool. If that means that you learn how to do it online, go and learn how to do it online, but make it an event.
And make an honest effort.
Yeah.
To get the word out.
Yeah. And make it an event that people are going to see and they go, man, I don't want to miss that. Like, that's going to be a thing. I got to go.
Yeah, you remember that Crispus Attucks band?
Yeah.
Did I pronounce that right?
Yeah.
So we had a house show booked at their spot on one of our tours, and we showed up, and there was no one there. Like, they were like, "Oops!" Like we totally forgot. Ooh. It was like sick, dude.
Cool, man.
And we like literally we played to one person.
That's terrible.
Yeah,
we forgot.
That
sucks.
Yeah. It's like it's pretty sorry, dude.
Yeah. Well, I remember.
I mean, it was a Tuesday or some shit, but
still, like
we're 3,000 miles away. Like, oh,
right. I remember going up to Ventura, and you guys had put on a show for Find 'Em and Kill 'Em, and like we'd never played Ventura, but you guys made it an event that your friends and In Control fans would not want to miss, right. And it was a fun show. It was big, and you guys treated us real well, and that was always cool.
Yeah, my strategy back then is I've actually really respected people that do it differently now. So back then I was so worried about people being burnt out by us at home that like we'd probably just play every couple months. Or I'd at least make sure it was at a different venue so you couldn't like, oh, it's the same band playing the same place again. But take offense, they turned my brain upside down on that because like I feel like they just played every fucking weekend, like anywhere.
Yeah.
And it's like they had zero concern about burning anyone out.
Right.
And it worked for them.
It did work for
them.
So
there is no right or wrong way necessarily.
No, I think you got to know your scene and know your town and go with what works. Because I remember In Control didn't play that Find 'Em and Kill 'Em show, but you guys put on the show. And like when I say you put on for it, like you guys made sure that In Control friends and fans were at
there.
that show.
Yeah.
And you and Ryan both came to that show. I think we stayed at your house, or we stayed at Ryan. Did you guys live together?
No.
Okay, we stayed at Ryan's house then. And like that felt good because you made it an event that was important to be at.
Hey, Mom, here's Find Him and Kill Him.
Right. Like that was cool. And so that was something I learned. And then the other thing also is that I wanted bands to walk away from every show I did, not thinking like, oh man, like Spencer's my friend. That didn't concern me so much. I wanted bands to walk away thinking we got treated well and the show was good. So like those were like my guiding thoughts. And I think that those did well for me. You know, like we got a lot of really cool shows, a lot of cool stuff happened at the Che and will continue to happen at the Che. And as it goes on, I think that sometimes I'm given too much ownership of what happened during those years when I was there. I'm glad that people liked it, and I'm glad that bands of all stripes got a chance to come and do something cool. You know, and there was a lot of like mentoring that went on along the way, and you know, so like guys like Rob and Daniel and like I said, Ezra and Mike and all these people who were helping make this thing work. Like it's not a singular activity. Period.
Okay. Do you have any last Che words, David?
Yeah, just we're alive, we're thriving right now. Probably one of the biggest things that we need to really get going is getting the word out there that we're still around. You know, a lot of people, if they don't know that we're around, they think maybe, you know, I don't know what's going on with the Che. I don't know.
Well, you're actually in one of the most stable spots you've ever been in.
Yeah, for sure. We have a really good 10-year lease that we signed with the administration, with the school. And the building got a lot of renovations it needed. It's going to continue to, but also us as a collective, we put in a ton of work really cleaning up the space. It looks better now than it ever has. Like, the building still needs help, like especially on the exterior, and the school's going to actually put some in for that. But the interior looks better than it ever has, both due to the renovations and the work we've been putting into it. Sound system's good. We got a new digital mixer. We're like all super modern now. Kitchen is mostly back up and going. But yeah, we want everyone to know that we're still around. We're still doing the same stuff. You know, we still stand for most of the same things, and it's there. And if bands want to play, they need to, hit us up, or their
how do they get in touch?
They can get in touch with us through email. We have an email address for booking, which is booking@checafe.org. They can contact us on Facebook, Instagram, whatever. I mean, we're going to get it no matter what. We have people that check all of our social media and our email regularly, so we're not going to miss anything. And that's if they don't know someone who is booking at the Che already, because we have certain people that get hit up more regularly, like directly.
Sure.
But yeah, we have general ways to get hit up, and yeah, everyone should just hit us up if they want to play an all ages show at probably the coolest venue I've ever been to in my life. You know, there's not many places where you can see a punk show that has that intimate of a feel, and there's a forest outside, and it's just chill. Like, it's such a chill space. And
if you go on the right night, you can see people fucking.
You might need a time machine for that, and you might have to go back to that Veruker show, but because hopefully that's not happening too often. So, but yeah, we're here, and
can bands request the chain link mic if they want?
You know, unfortunately, the chain link mic got stolen like 3 months ago.
Oh, that's bullshit. Okay, yeah. So we got to put that out there. Let's raise a little money. Who the fuck took that? That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, someone actually stole some equipment from behind our stage as well, like some people's personal amps and stuff that they had back there, and guitars and stuff. Some personal stuff got stolen of people's, and at the same time, they took the fucking chain link mic.
I think that chain mic broke the teeth of people in Swindle and the Explosion and all sorts of people. Man.
That was my favorite thing.
I know everyone's super sad.
That's for sure. That's fucked up. You know, guys, if anyone can find out who took that, how about this? Let's track that fucking thing down. That's really fucked up. That's like a big piece of like nostalgia and memorabilia for a lot of us. So find out who took it and they can come to me anonymously.
Bring it back.
185 miles south at gmail.com or any of my social media. And I will make a pact with you today that if you return that, I will not out you. And that's it. Let's get that thing back to the shade where it belongs. That's fucking bullshit. But make it right, stupid. Make it right. You know, and if you know who took that, come on. That's fucking bullshit. That's serious bullshit. You didn't know that?
No, this is the first I heard of it.
That's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
You know? That's fucking heartbreaking. Okay, so they're going to get in touch. Booking at shakecafe.org.
Yep.
Send love letters. They can make kitchen requests.
They should send. They can make kitchen requests, I suppose. Within certain parameters, of course.
You know, making falafel is really cheap and delicious.
You know, deep frying would be difficult right now.
I just do it in a pan.
Okay, yeah, we could do falafel in a pan for sure. Yeah.
Respect.
Although I don't know, is there a good vegan yogurt sauce?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's good vegan yogurt we could use. Yeah.
Tahini by itself is good.
Yeah, tahini is good. By
Go
itself.
tahini instead of tzatziki. How about that?
Turn it on its head.
Anything else, Spence?
No, I think that's it for me. I feel good. I feel well represented.
Oh yeah. Do you guys both feel well represented?
Yeah, I feel well represented. There's just so much to talk about. I'm sure I left somebody out who.
Oh, let me give my perspective on the Built to Last fight story. I'm just glad we got out of the pod without talking about that.
Yep. It's been covered many times. No, so I feel good.
Great. David?
Sorry if I left anybody out.
Feel good too.
Yep. Thanks, guys.